everyone, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. If you're new here, my name is Nicole and I run a fashion, beauty and lifestyle blog called 17 James, which will be linked below and also on the screen, and I'll also link my Instagram and all my other socials below, so make sure you go and follow. And before we even get into this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos around fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and also I do vlogs every week. So I decided that I needed to start adding new Saturday videos, which are more kind of themed content, less vlogs, and I didn't know what to do, and I thought I got an idea from a friend of mine to do a Q&A. So I put up a Q&A on my Instagram story and I got a few questions, and I thought I would just kind of ad hoc answer them for you. So I've got them here on my phone. There's not loads, there's a few, but they're quite good questions, so it'll be interesting to see what you guys want to know. So the first question is, I'm just going to do this in the order I've written them down. How do you get comfortable in your own skin? I really liked this question when it came up, and because I can answer it in two ways. So the first way to answer it is actually with my actual skin, like actually getting comfortable with my skin. So I have struggled with pigmentation and scarring for a really long time now, a couple of years, and I think it's a lot to do with me changing between different countries and the weather. So between the UK and Sri Lanka, it's just my skin is very sensitive and it reacts quite quickly to things. So I have just ever since then, and then also my mum would pin it down to the fact that I started wearing makeup when I should never have worn makeup because I had good skin. Sorry mum, she's sitting here and she's probably listening to me. So yeah, so I've really struggled with it, and for a while my face was like absolutely covered with scarring and pigmentation. Like I was so insecure, I couldn't even look in the mirror at times. I was just so unhappy with it. But over time obviously it's gotten better, and I've looked after my skin a lot better, and you know, I'm in a place now where my skin's not perfect, and I don't think it'll ever be, or I hope it would be, but it's got to a point where I'm way more comfortable now with my skin, and it's definitely also to do a lot with kind of self-love and confidence, and you know, learning to be, you know, learning not to kind of compare yourself to everyone else. I think that's a really big thing, and obviously that kind of goes into the second part. But yeah, I mean, when I started vlogging as well, which was back in December, I don't think I would ever have come on camera without makeup on at that time. But slowly over time I realized, like, if I want to be real and authentic and myself, I'm not always going to have makeup on, I'm not always going to be dressed up all the time. So it might be nice for people to just see me at my realest. So I just started to film without makeup on, and I think that's really helped me to get more comfortable, like literally in my skin. So my advice there would be probably to just, like, it's a journey, it takes a while. I think it depends on who you are as a person, but just like, as long as, you know, you're looking after yourself and you're looking after, you know, your skin, if it's like physically want to feel happy in your skin, then like, as long as you look after your skin and you're doing all the things that you need to do, then I don't think it's as hard as it should be. But then the second part to that is like learning how to kind of be comfortable with yourself. Like, I think for a long time, and it would probably be better for me to dedicate a whole video to that kind of journey, especially to do with my body, and that was definitely a big thing to get comfortable with. I really struggled with my body image, and that really put a dampening on who I was. And I would say that I am quite real and quite true to myself, and I think I have my mum to thank for that. She has always encouraged us to be ourselves, regardless of who's around us, where we are, what we're doing. It just, as long as we're true to ourselves, it doesn't matter. So I think that definitely influenced me, but I think more so becoming comfortable in my own skin was just realizing that other people's opinions of me don't matter. What matters is my opinion of myself, and you know, how I see myself. And obviously I've been on a completely different journey in terms of my body now, and I feel so much more confident and comfortable in my skin. And I don't think I've felt that way since I was maybe 11 or 12. I mean, at that time, I just did not care. I was so happy with myself. I was a complete nutcase. Some of my best friends who have been in my life forever will tell you, like, we always are just complete losers. We muck about all the time, Tash and Mel especially, and Grace, they'll know, like, when we get together, we're ourselves. We don't care who's around. So I don't think I was always like that with certain people, especially I think during high school. I just wasn't always that way. There was just like a lot of different pressures around me. So learning to kind of come back to that person and just realize that, you're here to live your life and make yourself happy. You're not here to make other people happy. And I think, again, that's something to do with my mum, definitely something she's ingrained in me. You have to live your life, and you need to find the things that make you happy and allow them to make you happy and not guilty. And like, if you want to wear a certain outfit, wear a certain outfit if that makes you happy. If you want to eat something, eat something. If you want to work out. If you want to be lazy sometimes, be lazy. Just do the things that make you happy and stop worrying about what everybody else thinks of you, because I think that is the thing that stops you from feeling comfortable in your skin. Don't let other people rob your joy, basically. And it's hard at first. It definitely is. I'm like, sometimes I'll let other things get me down, but more so lately, I am just like, I don't care about what other people think. I just do what I want to do, and it just makes me happy. So yeah, I think that probably hopefully answers your question. Just continuously cultivate your own happiness, because then I think you get a lot more comfortable in your skin. Completely switching over, how do you plan your feed? And I think this was specifically for my Instagram. I am useless at planning my feed. I am not that kind of person. I've only recently got into planning my feed, and I was having this conversation with another creator called Tashia, who I will link below. She's amazing. She's helped me out so much. I love her. She and I have been like talking about like aesthetics and like creating a feed, and I think nowadays people really do want to see that and want to see an aesthetic. I mean, do you or do you not? Let me know in the comments below if you're like into whole aesthetics feeds and like it all being planned out and looking nice. I mean, I always just posted whatever and just didn't mind, and I guess I'm still like that now, but I wanted to try kind of an aesthetic feed just to see what it would do for my creativity. I quite like it. And I'm going to continue it for a little while. So yeah, so what I do to plan my feed is I kind of think about what I want to shoot for my blog, and then kind of see how that will all kind of work together. So then I like look at a lot of aesthetic feeds. So I have like a saved folder on my Instagram where I look at creators that I really, really love and admire their content, and I kind of see what they're doing and how their feeds look. So not that I can like copy it, but I can be inspired by it. So I take all my photos. I don't do a lot of editing. I think I only really do light edits on Lightroom, just like correction of colors, adding a little bit of brightness and things like that. I really just don't do any other editing anymore. I used to do things like whitening background so everything looks nice and white, but I just don't do it. It's just too much hassle, and I would rather my feed look natural. So I just do very light editing, and then I have an app called Preview. And basically you can log your account into it, like your Instagram account, but then it adds everything in and everything like that. And I think it gets a little bit more complicated. I didn't do that. I just downloaded the app, and then I added like my more recent photos. So I just kind of had an idea of what my feed looks like now, and then how I could kind of move everything forward. So I then just like put all the photos that I've taken recently, and I put them into Preview, and then I kind of organized them. And at the moment I'm kind of going by like 9 pictures, so 3 by 3, and that kind of helps me. And then I just look at like, okay, maybe I've got a lot of outfit shots, so I need some close-ups, or I need something that breaks away from fashion and something like more kind of, like a filler pictures basically. And if I'm not sure, or if I need a placeholder, sometimes I like use pictures that I've saved on Pinterest and put them into Preview, so I kind of know the vibe that I'm going for. So that's kind of how I plan my feed. I'm not really used to it. It's not organic for me yet. I really like it because it makes my feed look cool, and I'm very much a perfectionist, so I quite like things, especially visually, to look the way I see it in my head. So that helps. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it. I don't do a lot when it comes to planning. I kind of just post at them mainly. But recently, that's what I've been doing a lot more of. So this is my friend Kat asked me this one. And this was the best thing about Sri Lanka and what do you miss most about the UK? The best thing about Sri Lanka is, first of all, being with my family. Like, I love being with my mum and my brother and my uncle. We have a blast and we always crack up and have a laugh. I mean, even it's always been like that in our house, regardless of which country we're in, we always have good times. So that's a plus. Obviously, the weather is a major plus. You know, you're living in the tropics 24/7. I love that. And I really like being in my culture. I think it's so important. Like, you know, we used to just come here on holiday and, you know, maybe once or twice a year. But having lived here for so long now and then also being back and forth, it's like nice to have the best of both worlds. And I love, you know, I love the food here. I love, you know, the atmosphere. It's just, and it's very chilled. Like, Sri Lankan life is very laid back and chill, and I really enjoy that. So that's probably what the best things are. And it's just a beautiful country. Like, honestly, I think anybody who comes here will tell you that Sri Lanka is a beautiful country, and it's not wrong. Like, I know I'm biased, but it is true. It's such a beautiful. What do I miss most about the UK? I don't miss the weather, that's for sure. I would say I miss my friends. I think more than anything, I think I miss like my girls, especially. Like, I definitely miss like Tash, Grace, Mel. Like the four of us. Like, we have such a good time together, and you know, we've all kind of been dotted over the place as well, because Mel's not been at home all the time either. So I think definitely, like, when we get together, we have the best time. I think that reunion is really nice. And, you know, I've got really great friends in England, so that's definitely something. Also, my dad's in the UK too, so that's something that you probably miss. And other than that, not really. Oh, yeah, maybe shopping. I think shopping is something I miss, purely because obviously there's not there's not as much, but like in terms of like very current trends and fashion, that kind of thing, definitely a lot more available in the UK. And here, you know, I will get into this because there was a question, but here I like make a lot of my own clothes, so that's probably the other thing that I miss the most about. What is your skincare routine? So I did a video on this a little while ago. My morning skincare routine is pretty much the same. It hasn't changed, actually. I'm still using the Gentle Skin Cleanser from Cetaphil as my first cleanse. A cream cleanser with a light exfoliant in it, which is just shop bought. And then vitamin C with hyaluronic acid, salicylic acid, and then in the night I use retinol. And the retinol and salicylic acid are from The Ordinary. Those are probably some of the best purchases I've made. The Ordinary products will not do you any wrong. Like, they are so brilliant, and they're so affordable too. So I will link my skincare routine video in the description box below, and maybe on the screen. I think I can do that. I haven't updated it. It's been what's been working for me at the moment, and my skin is very sensitive, so I have to be careful when I change things. So at the moment, I'm not planning on changing anything. This is working for me. Okay, what are your favorite small brands? I had to actually have a think about this one beforehand, because I think a lot of this, you know, there's a lot of small brands that are now becoming big brands, so it's kind of hard to differentiate with things like social media and like campaigns and influencers advertising brands then don't kind of stay small brands. They grow quite quickly. But there are a few brands that I think have stood out to me lately that I really want to make purchases from. So one of them is the Nouveau Edit. They have really beautiful pieces that I think are kind of essentials and like very on trend, and like I think they're things that would be timeless in your wardrobe. So I will link them below as well, and maybe I'll put a picture up on screen so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really like the Nouveau Edit. It's a UK based brand. But yeah, really beautiful pieces. The other one is the Odd Muse, which is another UK brand. I think these are all UK brands, but the Odd Muse is another one, and they just do this incredible blazer with like a tie waist, and like I think they've got matching trousers now, and they're doing more. And I found them when they were quite small. They've now built a following, because I think a few influencers have worn them, like I think Lorna Lux and things like that. but their pieces are really, again, timeless, classic pieces that I think could be worn over and over again. I think they're really beautiful. So yeah, and I think they kind of have a similar vibe to the Nouveau edit. So I definitely am going towards like similar types of clothing, but the quality looks really great. So if I do make purchases from those, you will hear about them. And then the other one was the Sunday Sweats Club Co., which is like a lot of these like smaller brands are coming out that are like more kind of street style, but like also tennis sports inspired, like sweatshirts, tennis skirts, caps, that kind of thing. But I really like, obviously I think maybe loungewear is quite big because of the year that we've had. So yeah, I really like their sweatshirts, and I like the kind of the branding. It's very cute and very aesthetic. But yeah, those look cute. So those are the three, I think, off the top of my head that like that are the ones that I'm going for at the moment that I really want to make purchases from. So those are probably my three. There's probably loads that I'm missing out on. I have so many saved on my Instagram, but if I go through that, I'll get lost and this video will never end. Good brands in Sri Lanka for shopping. Okay, so I don't do a lot of shopping in Sri Lanka. Well, Mum and I, both of us, we buy our own fabric, we have our own designs and in our heads most of the time, and then we kind of just go and get it done at a tailor. So we make a lot of our own pieces, and so I don't really shop a lot, but I have discovered brands, I think, over the last maybe year or so, especially, that are Sri Lankan born and bred. So I would say that Absolute Basics, who I went to their store opening the other day, I'm supposed to do a styling session with them. I went and saw the clothes for the first time, and I thought the quality was fantastic, especially for basics. I don't think there is anyone else doing good quality basics like that here. So yeah, Absolute is a really good one for basics. Sarala, the label, they're really beautiful linen pieces. Minali creates some really beautiful pieces. So yeah, Sarala. And then I do a lot of like more accessories buying here. So I've bought like jewelry from Atypical, what was the other one? Summer 67. There was another one I bought from and I've completely lost it. There was that one. And then also I bought some flip-flops the other day with like a chain detailing. It was on my Instagram. Also in a vlog, I think. And those were from Noshi Stone. So yeah, I find a lot of brands on Instagram that are smaller, and I mainly buy jewelry or like accessories. What is your most embarrassing memory? Mum, what's my most embarrassing memory? I have a lot of embarrassing memories. I'm a very clumsy person, so I fall a lot. Like I remember I've fallen up.
Maybe your skirt coming down when Mama was there.
When was that? My skirt came down. I can't remember this. Maybe I'm so traumatized I blocked it out.
Yeah.
Apparently my skirt fell down. How old was I?
5, 6?
5 or 6?
No.
No. Oh, was Ollie born?
Yeah, Ollie was born.
So I must have been
8 or 9.
No, Mum, because Ollie, the first time Ollie came... Yeah, no, hold on, no, I'm thinking about me, yeah. So 8 or 9, I can't remember this. But apparently we went to Blue Water, the hotel, it's down south in Sri Lanka. When we were on holiday, not when I was living here. And apparently my skirt fell down when we came to visit my grandma. I don't remember this, but apparently that happened. I'm definitely very clumsy. I've fallen up the stairs in high school, and Upanda, if you're watching this, you're probably going to laugh because that was really funny. I fell up the stairs in front of everyone. We were walking to English class and I stacked it up the stairs. That's happened. I've also fallen flat on my face during a performance in school. Do you remember when I was walking down the stairs and there was stairs at the stage, but the stairs were like 2 pieces put together and there was like a hole and my heel got stuck and I stacked it down the stairs. Embarrassing. I have loads of embarrassing memories. I remember in high school once, Mr. Snyder, our science teacher, decided to think I was playing footsie with someone under the table, but someone was kicking me. That was fun. Yeah, just really stupid things like that. Like very stupid things where I've got caught for no reason and like for not doing anything other than just being clumsy and being an idiot. So yeah, I've got a load of embarrassing memories. So next question is college advice. Oh, okay. this is interesting because I've done my undergraduate and I'm in the midst of finishing my master's. So I've kind of got two very different experiences there. With my undergrad, I think I spent a lot of my time traveling because I lived at home and I commuted into uni every day. And I think that really drained me and that took up a lot of my time. So I maybe didn't enjoy my undergrad years as much as I should have. And I think, I did have a lot of fun. I had great friends, I went out from time to time, that kind of thing. But there were things that I think I definitely missed out on because I spent a lot of my time commuting. So that's probably one thing that I would say that if you have the chance to, live where your uni is, or if you can afford to not commute, definitely try not to, and make the most of every single moment. Well, yeah, Mum's saying that I didn't stay in London because Mum didn't want me to. She wanted me to come home. But there was pros to coming home every day. There was definitely pros to coming home to my house, to the house that I grew up in my childhood, and also not having to worry so much. I had my dad's there, didn't have to pay bills. I didn't have to do the food shop. I was definitely treated like a princess, that's for sure. And I loved coming home because I literally came home, I would shower and then put my pajamas on, and it could have been 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my dad would come home and I'd already be in my pajamas, and he'd be like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'd be like, "Because I can." And I'm talking cheesy Disney pajamas, thermal Winnie the Pooh pajamas, yeah, bright red ones. So there was pros to it, but I would say that if you can make the most of all the experiences that uni offers you, definitely do that, but also find the balance. Don't just go out and absolutely spend your time, going out all the time. Make sure you actually do make time for your assignments and getting the education. Don't skip classes. If you think about how much we pay for unis nowadays, it's a privilege. There's so many people who don't get to go to university, so it's definitely a privilege to have higher education. So and I think that's definitely ingrained in me by my parents. So yeah, definitely find the balance, enjoy yourself, but also enjoy your education as well, because it's definitely a privilege. And I would say be open to making friends and going out of your comfort zone. I was definitely very scared my first day of uni, and I still remember the moment walking into that room where I didn't know anybody, and it hit me then. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? But luckily enough for me, I had a really great friend, Robin, who she saw me, she got up from her chair and she just dragged me over with her, and she sat me down and had this conversation with me, and it was definitely nerve-wracking. And then obviously doing my master's with COVID and everything, I had to do it online. And so then it was another thing. I was how am I going to make any friends in this course? What am I going to do to, make this experience enjoyable, as opposed to just going into a Zoom class, coming out of it, writing my assignments? What can I do to make it fun? And I definitely jumped in on that quite quickly. I remember Freshers Week, I decided, I was I want to make friends. So I've never been like that before, and I organised a freshers kind of Zoom party meetup thing where people could get together and get to know each other, and it worked out really well. And I was oh, this is great, so it's not going to be as hard. Then I signed up to be a student rep, and I think that was really beneficial to me, because then I ended up becoming really good friends with the other student rep, Michael, and it became this thing where we could not look at each other in Zoom calls because we would laugh the whole time during class, and that was fun. So I made a friend that way, and then I made some really good friends in some of the girls Hajar and Samar. We are still waiting for the day that we can hang out, because we know we're just going to have a good time. So it's just all about making sure that you kind of branch out, make the friends, get out of your comfort zone. I would say that's probably the best college advice you can, and just have fun and enjoy yourself, because it will zoom by. It will literally go by in a blink of an eye, for sure. Okay, so last two questions. And they kind of go hand in hand, which is why I've kind of kept them for the end. So the first one was, what are your hopes and dreams for the future, and where do you see yourself in 5 years? The 5 years question is an interesting one, because I have always been a planner, and I've always been someone who kind of wanted to know what she's going to do with her life. And I used to think I wanted to get married at, what age did I want to get married at, Mum? 24? I'm 25 now. Yeah, no. That definitely shifted. I mean, planning for 5 years is very interesting, especially in the world that we live in now, where nothing's a given. It's interesting to plan for 5 years. I would say that, so 5 years means by the time that I'm 30, I would like to be quite a successful businesswoman. I think I would really like to be doing well in my career. I don't know, maybe being able to give back to the community as well, more than we do now, would be really lovely. I don't know if I'll be married in 5 years. I think that's a stretch. But would I like to have met someone that I would spend my life with? Yeah, hopefully within 5 years. I mean, I don't think that it's impossible, though I'm picky. Who knows? But in terms of the future as a whole, I definitely want to get married. I want to have kids. You know, that's always been a big dream of mine. I've always wanted to be a mum. And yeah, I think, again, building my career is definitely a big thing. I really want to have, you know, a great career and, you know, great opportunities and, you know, do things like charity work, be able to give back to my communities. I've always had this beautiful house in mind, so I'd love to have like my dream house. You know, there's things like that. I think that we all have that, but I think as long as I'm happy and I'm healthy and I'm safe, and the same goes for my family, I think that's all I can ask for. Everything else is, you know, is up to kind of God and the universe. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where I'm in 5 years, like to look back at this and be like, wow, you know, it could be completely different, or I could be completely on track, who knows? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the future holds. Right, so that is all the questions I have for this Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope my answers weren't too long-winded, because I can talk forever. And yeah, if you want me to do this again, let me know in the comments below, or what else you would like to see. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, because it really supports my channel. Also, click that subscribe button to stick around for more videos. I'm definitely going to be more regular. There's going to be a lot more videos, I promise. Also, comment below if you want to see anything specifically, or if you want me to talk about anything specific that I've mentioned in this video, like if you wanted me to do a whole kind of like chat about, you know, my body journey and all this kind of stuff like that, I don't mind doing it. So just let me know in the comments below. Really want to be on the ball, click that notification bell to be notified when new videos go live. That is it for this video. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stick around for more. I'm sending you lots of love and hoping you're staying safe and well. Mum, say bye to the people.
Bye.
Thanks guys, bye.